Well, now to Ethiopia, where the government yesterday carried out a second airstrike within hours on the Tigray region, significantly escalating a campaign to weaken the rebellious Tigrayan forces in an almost one-year-old war. Now, the second strike was in Agbe in the Temben region, some 80 kilometers west of the regional capital Mekelle, targeting a military training center and heavy artillery depot. Now, our correspondent Abdul Aden joins us once again this morning. Abdul, morning to you. Welcome back to Breakfast Central. Well, tell us now, what do we know about the airstrikes from the Tigrayan government, from the Ethiopian government on the Tigrayan forces?
Thank you so much, Oli and Olu. A very good morning to you too. There have been various accusations from both sides, both the TPLF as well as the Ethiopian government. Also, according to official Ethiopian government stations, they're saying that the Ethiopian National Defense Forces were destroying and targeting arms manufacturing and places where were used as storage facilities for weapons, and that they were never targeting any civilians, and there are no casualties as reported. But that is contrary to what also the TPLF is claiming, terming that civilians have been targeted in the airstrikes in the regions where the Tigrayan people are.
Right. Now, Abdul, Tigray television said the attack targeted the center of the city, while Addis Ababa government said it targeted buildings where Tigrayan forces were repairing armament. What exactly was the actual target for the airstrike, and what's the casualty situation as we speak?
Well, as we speak, we don't have whether evidences of bodies or videos or something to show that as we've been used to, especially in terms of war, like what we used to see in situations like Syria and other places where there was a lot of reporting on that region. But now we're having the TPLF using its social media pages, some of its senior figures. We also have the Ethiopian government also using its platform. So what we've been relying on mostly, especially from the front line, is that the reports of who was the targeted, who are the targets and what was hit, and both sides are bringing in their sides of the story, and that makes it a little complicated. But we've had this morning, we've had a statement from the Ethiopian, the Tigray, one of the parties in Tigray, where they said that, sorry for that, I'm trying to get the name here, Dr. Aregawi Berhe, the Tigray Democratic Party chairperson, he said that he's been supporting actually what the Ethiopian government has been doing, and he's saying that the TPLF have actually been undertaking distractions. We've also had some of the religious leaders, the Islamic religious leaders from the Amhara region, also accusing the TPLF of destroying places of worship. And that is what we've had the developments as at now.
Well, Abdul, we know that when it comes to air forces, the Ethiopian government do have the aerial advantage based on their military artillery. But the leader of the Tigrayan People's Liberation Front, that's the TPLF, that's Debretsion Gebre Michael, said the strike did not hit an engineering complex suspected to have been the target. Now, are we likely going to see perhaps retaliation strikes now by the TPLF, perhaps through land?
Well, as we've seen before, both parties have tried to undertake ceasefire, and we've seen, especially during the inauguration of Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, most of the African leaders present, and the message was reconciliation, inclusivity. But now, as we look at the current situation now, where each party is trying to draw a picture or give us a picture of their side of the story, then actually it means that in the next few days, and of course, with the increasing pressure from international partners, the United Nations and other diplomatic and foreign heads, I think the option that Ethiopia might be left with in order to counter the ongoing escalation is to find an alternative dispute resolution method. But as we speak now, we are expecting escalation of the situation.
Now, Abdul, we're looking at this region that has had this ongoing conflict for the past 1 year. Other neighboring regions are beginning to get affected. We have Amhara, we have Afar that is also been affected by this situation. Let's not forget that over 2 million people have been displaced since this ongoing war began. How long do you think the government of Ethiopia can continue with the war?
Well, we've seen that Ethiopia in the past has had a history of the ethnic tensions. We've had different conflicts in the past. But what is different in the current present is that, especially with the presence of social media, we've had different parties, different people, especially in the Tigray region in Ethiopia, have been giving their side of the story. And we also have the Ethiopia government fact-checking Facebook page and Twitter, which have been really debunking some of the claims from that area. So what is really actually also driving this war, especially the direction is taking, fueling the tensions, is actually the various updates that is coming in, and it's really tricky to verify, because as we said earlier, it's not like the other wars in other parts of the world where we've had all international media present on the ground and with all broadcasting technologies to try and update us what is going on. What we've been relying on, as you've said earlier, satellite interviews with the leader of the Tigray People Forces, Gabriel Michael, and Getachew Rede. And we might see the rise of the hostilities, but it all depends with this information war that is going on. We might actually be having an escalation in terms of the information and propaganda war, while in the ground, actually, where at the battlefield, the situation might be totally different. So we really need to be more careful, especially looking at the penetration, the escalation, and the power of the social media.
Well, Abdin, thank you so much for always giving us the updates when it comes to the situation in Tigray and Ethiopia. Quite a sad one, almost a year now since the war is ongoing, and doesn't look like it's going to stop anytime soon. But thanks once again, Abdin Aden, our East Africa correspondent live in Kenya.